educators and brilliant researchers, welcome to the Vision of Palawan Research Colloquium and Summit 2021 with the theme Coping with the Challenges of New Normal Education Through Research Innovations. To open the program, may we put ourselves in the spirit of patriotism and request for the presence of our Lord Almighty as we listen to the Philippine National Anthem, Doxology, and Palawan.
Bayang magiliw sa silanganan, alab ng puso, ibig mo'y buhay, lupang linirang, tuwid ka ng magiting, sa lubig, di ka pasisiin, sa lagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bakaw, may dilatang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang isap ng mataw at may tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya, kailan pa may limang dinilig, lupa ng araw ng may ating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo, ang ligaya dapat may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Dakila naming bathala, narito kaming isang lupa, bungkalin mo ang aming diwa, diligin ng iyong awa. O dakila naming bathala, narito kaming isang lupa, bungkalin mo ang aming diwa, diligin ng iyong awa. Ano mang uri ng may buhay, sila man ay naglalakbay, lupa't langit, puno ang tulay, lahat ay magkaugnay. Kalikasan ang may alam, biyaya niya'y laging laan sa pag-isip. Lupa't langit, puno ang tulay, lahat ay magkaugnay. Kalikasan ang may alam, biyaya niya'y laging laan sa pag-isip. May daratnan kasaganaan kailanman. Du-du-du-du, 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 du-du-du-du. O dakila naming bathala, narito kaming isang lupa, bungkalin mo ang aming diwa, dinigin ng iyong awa.
cornerstone of this activity, let us hear words of welcome from our dynamic and very supportive Chief Education Supervisor for School Governance and Operations Division, Ma'am Felina P. Padrones.
To our Regional Chief of the Policy Planning and Research Division of Mimaropa, kay Ma'am Glo Cruz. To our maasan leader, kanyan si Sir Roger F. Capa, CISO 6. Our ESDSS, si Sir Arnie G. Ventura and Sir Pines Post. To all SDO section heads and personnel. To our maasan public schools district supervisors and other district heads. To all school heads and teachers and researchers to be a wonderful and blissful day to everyone. We have been dreaming of our schools division of Palawan to have our research manual and at the same time our research agenda based on our strategic direction where our division is heading to. And today is the day that we are waiting for, the launching of our schools division research agenda and our research manual. And on behalf of the Schools Governance Operations Division, thank you for your presence in our virtual launching this morning, and you are warmly welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, for that very warm welcome. For the opening remarks, let us have our very dedicated Officer in Charge, Office of the System Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Rufino B. Foss.
To our Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Roger F. Capa, CISO 6, Sir Arnaldo Ventura, YCASDS, Ma'am Felina Padrones, Chief of the SGOD, Ma'am Au Marquez, Chief of the CID, Ma'am Glo M. Cruz, Chief of the Planning and Research Division of the Regional Office, Education Program Supervisor, organizers, researchers, good morning. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the commitment, hard work, perseverance, and enthusiasm of all teacher researchers on this Division Research Colloquium with the theme, Coping with the Challenges of New Normal Education through Research Innovation. This activity aims to bring together passionate and dedicated teacher researchers to highlight their contributions and accomplishment through research and define what it means to be as a teacher in this trying time so-called the new normal in education. Anchored with the flagship maaasahan, the Schools Division of Palawan does not only produce competent teachers, but has also dedicated itself in strengthening innovative research culture and ensuring that its researchers are aligned with the DepEd thrusts. The Division Office has been very supportive on research development, foster and encourage teachers, school heads to develop innovative, integrated, substantial, comprehensive and relevant studies that will address diversity, challenges, issues in today's rapidly changing world. Rest assured that the Division Office will uphold research strategies, conduct programs, and provide substantial funds that support the research activities. I would like also to emphasize that this research colloquium is one good avenue for teacher researchers to share the result of their studies and generate more ideas for future research. To all researchers, congratulations for the fruitful and successful colloquium. Your research initiatives contributed not only to your school, district, but also to the entire division as a whole. Before I end up, I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Planning Research section under the School Governance and Operations Division, Technical Working Group for the development and accomplishment of the Vision Research Manual and the Vision Research Agenda. We have proven that collaborative efforts of creative and integrated minds will result to another milestone. Let us be more inspired and work with compassion in creating new knowledge driven by your commitment that produces long-lasting learning opportunities. Once again, congratulations.
At this juncture, let us watch a video presentation of the research journey of the Schools Division of Palawan. The establishment of the Division Education Development Plan through the initiative of the SGOD and its accomplishments from the very beginning.
Good day Palawan, good day Mimaropa. The Department of Education continues to call for educational research among classroom teachers to examine education and learning processes and the human attributes, interactions, organization, and institutions to shape educational outcomes. In response, SDO Palawan, through the collective efforts of its key personnel, established the Division Education Development Plan or DEDP 2020 to 2025. The institutionalization and implementation of the Division Research Agenda and Research Manual under the DEDP will further cultivate the culture of problem-based research among teachers, school heads, and supervisors in the Schools Division of Palawan. Guided by the Division's research agenda, capacity building and training, annual evaluation and appraisal of research proposals, research colloquium and related activities were conducted that resulted in fostering a love for research, institutionalizing of the Division Research Manual, and utilizing research outputs, findings, and policy briefs. The said initiatives widen the perspective that research is indeed a task worth working on. As a result, SDO Palawan was able to produce 58 researches in teaching and learning theme, 19 in governance, 15 in human resource development, and 3 in child protection for the last 5 years, and currently working on the completion of 2021 proposed researches with 130 focusing on teaching and learning, 4 in child protection, 15 in governance, and 18 in human resource. The awards and the
time, we'll be hearing an inspirational message coming from the brilliant and steadfast Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Roger F. Capa, CESO 6.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. I am truly grateful and honored to journey with you as you set sights on the beauty of research and embrace all its wondrous facets every step of the way. Today, I would like to extend my sincerest joy and salutation to all of you who have poured all your efforts to come up triumphant in your respective research projects as you become part of this Schools Division of Palawan Virtual Research Colloquium and Summit. You are the few and chosen courageous ones who have accepted the challenge of sustaining our Department of Education's progressive orientation and objective to ensure sound and relevant evidences from various researches that serve as vital factors for our sound and informed decisions. Presently, we have witnessed a milestone and significant progress towards crafting our division research agenda and the successful accomplishment in developing the research manual through the coordination and cooperation of various people who are inclined in research. For that, I extend again my heartfelt congratulations to our Planning and Research section under the School Governance and Operations Division and Curriculum Implementation Division. Your dedication to uplift the research practices will always be considered a valuable endeavor. As we adopt and uphold the basic education research agenda through this research colloquium, I want you to be reminded that we always build on gains from existing research, generate new knowledge on priority research areas, focusing on relevant education issues, and maximize available resources within and outside the department. You yourselves are considerably part of this growth. Thank you for helping us to foster a research culture rooted to the thematic areas of ensuring access to full basic education, improving education quality, and efficient, open, and engaging basic education governance. I hope this will be an inspiring setting for our colleagues from all corners of Palawan to think about the future. That is, to conduct more researches that would be beneficial in carrying out our duties and responsibilities as catalysts not just of knowledge but holistic learning for our Palawenyo learners. Again, maraming salamat po at welcome sa inyong lahat.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us witness the launching of DepEd Palawan Division Research Agenda and Division Research Manual.
In its quest to develop a culture of research and to strengthen the zest to achieve excellence in the Schools Division of Palawan, through the School Governance and Operations Division, presents the DepEd Palawan Maaasahan Initiated Research Manual and Agenda.
Magandang araw po muli sa ating lahat. Today is a memorable day as we gather for the celebration of the launching of Division Research Agenda and Research Manual of the Schools Division of Palawan. This day marks not only your triumph in research for all the hard work that you have toiled to materialize this initiative, but also a reminder that the things we do with love are worth our sacrifices. Savor this moment as a sweet fruit of your labor, as it is not easy to gather bright minds and diligent researchers whose hands are already full of academic activities. Truly, research is only for the few and persistent, but we can motivate others to join us and add to the increasing number of researchers in the division until such time that it will become part of our academic culture. My warmest commendation goes to the planning and research section for making this dream a reality to Palawan researchers. May you continue to have genuine care for our learners through research innovations and inputs to policies for upgrading of the quality of learning in the schools division of Palawan. Again, my warmest congratulations and keep up the maaasahan mindset.
Good morning, everyone. With the Department of Education's aim to inculcate a culture of excellence in the delivery of quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating basic education for the Filipino learners, the Schools Division of Palawan is pleased to finally launch its Division Research Agenda and Research Manual, which will provide our teaching and non-teaching personnel another milestone in discovering solutions to specific issues that may arise in classrooms, schools, or communities with which learning is concerned. Research is vital to the advancement of knowledge in a variety of disciplines, and it will help our personnel in teaching and leading in more strategic and effective manner by arming them with data critical to policy creation and reformulation. With this manual, I hope that all of our brilliant Palawenyo educators will become more driven, curious, and enthusiastic about research as we continue making a difference in the lives of our learners and fellow citizens. Thank you very much. Again, good day.
To each and everyone, good morning. One of the biggest discoveries a man makes, one of his greatest surprises, according to Henry Ford, is finding he can do something he was scared he couldn't. Our dear teachers and other personnel who have tremendous desire to participate in research but are uncertain where to begin need not to worry anymore, because the answers to your concerns are now here. We encourage you to use this Division Research Manual, which was created by SDO Palawan's innovative minds to assist you in exploring and mastering scientific methodologies that will connect you to information and knowledge and implementing change in your workplace, as well as in various areas of research interest, while emphasizing the importance of setting out objectives and goals to further enhance teaching and learning. Explore and use what you have learned in this manual to enhance your research skills and let your voice be heard in your school and community through research. SDO Palawan will welcome more study, findings that will surely benefit our students, teachers, schools, leaders, and stakeholders. Thank you and God bless.
Our dear researchers, we at the Curriculum and Implementation Division are one with you in celebrating the success of research in our Schools Division of Palawan as we launch our first ever Research Manual and Research Agenda. I am sincerely grateful because all your efforts to develop the manual will be beneficial in crafting of plans and projects for the betterment of our learners and other stakeholders. Mabuhay tayong lahat!
Welcome and congratulations, dedicated colleagues and the cream of the crop of our Schools Division of Palawan. The School Governance and Operations Division are really proud of your patience, and dedication to be one with us in achieving our research goals and in the development of our research manual and our research agenda. Thank you for your perseverance in the field of research as you take part in this milestone. Tunay nga ang mga taga SDO Palawan ay maaasahan.
This research manual was conceptualized through the efforts of various research experts and enthusiasts in the Schools Division of Palawan. It is anchored in the Department of Education's vision, mission, core values, as well as the promotion of the Schools Division flagship program, #DepEd Palawan Maaasahan. The salient parts of this manual will be briefly discussed to guide you in crafting quality research papers for the betterment of the department we are serving. Let us write and transform education through this division research manual and agenda. This manual is composed of 5 chapters. Each chapter has a clear discussion, definition, and explanation of the specific topics with corresponding pages. Chapter 1 focuses on the introduction. Under this are the guiding principles, research mechanism, research framework, action research processes, and feedback mechanism. Legal basis, policies, and issuances on research agenda were given emphasis and elaborated theory. The research framework helps researchers work through the process of seeking information and drawing conclusions. It involves 5 A steps: assess the situation, ask a question, act to seek answers, acquire information, and analyze and reflect. The action research process follows the scientific method. These processes are: first, identify the action research problem; second, designing the action research; third, collecting the data; fourth, analyzing the data for action research; and lastly, writing the action research findings. For feedback and mechanism, we have monitoring and evaluation and the provision of technical assistance. This part shall be done by the SDO Research Committee to ensure reliability of the research paper. Chapter 2 of this manual discusses about Department of Education's Basic Education Research Agenda. It adopts the DepEd's aim of achieving its mission and vision with major focus on teaching and learning, child protection, human resource development, and governance. SDO Palawan also recognizes the importance of disaster risk reduction management, gender and development, and inclusive education. Chapter 3 is about Schools Division of Palawan Basic Education Statistics. The targets focus on access, quality, and efficiency in the delivery of basic education services. It includes performance indicators, which are elaborated and analyzed. Chapter 4 focuses on the division research agenda. The flagship program #DepEd Palawan Maaasahan aims to transform Schools Division of Palawan into a division that puts premium to harmonious relationship among personnel, respect, excellence, transparency, and timely and efficient delivery of services. Each of the following components have targeted programs, projects, and activities leading to the identification of appropriate research topics as basis of the researchers in doing their research papers. This agenda also adheres the principles of excellence, integrity, and openness in the conduct of basic education research. Chapter 5 illustrates Research Manual of Operation. It includes purpose, organization, minimum requirements of the research proposal, fund sources, maximum amount of research grant, eligibility of proponents who are mandated to conduct research, eligible and non-eligible expenditures of BERF and SEF, documentary requirements for the request for reimbursement and/or liquidation of cash advances, awards, recognition and privileges, action and basic research required format, ownership and authorship of research paper, validity and reliability of research documents, guidelines in conducting interview, writing citations, referencing styles, applications and links, useful for writing research proposals, research support fund guidelines, timelines of research proposal submission, protocols on research proposal submission, prescribed research cover page or title page, division research activities, division's research cycle and workflow, research cycle, required presentation format, abstract format, and others. These parts comprise the meaningful, useful, and in-depth explanation of the division research manual and agenda. As Albert Suzette Joje said, research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. May this endeavor of the Schools Division of Palawan serve as an inspiration to every personnel to continually improve quality of service to the learners through research. Ladies and gentlemen, the DepEd Palawan Maaasahan Research Manual and Agenda.
This time, we'll be hearing a special message from the Chief Policy, Planning, and Research Division, DepEd Mimaropa Region, Ma'am Gloria M. Cruz.
To the Schools Division Superintendent, Roger F. Capa, to the ASDSS, Arne Ventura and Rufino Foss, to SGOD Chief Ate Piling Padrones and CID Chief Ate Au Marquez, SEPs in charge of research Tong Basaya, with PO Vincent Araneta, and to you dear researchers and other virtual audience of SDO Palawan, my greetings of peace, great day, safety, and wellness. My heart is filled with an overwhelming feeling of appreciation, not only on the delight of joining your activity on research, but on the flooded support that you are extending to the regional office in each endeavor in improving its basic services. It's so remarkable that through the years, the Schools Division of Palawan is recording a tremendous increase in the number of each research. As a matter of fact, it's a definite leap from, I think, from 80 plus to 185 for this year. Definitely, it's a big leap from the Division of Palawan. And for that, congratulations to all of you. But one thing is for sure, this pandemic did not stop us. To be exact, it was not able to stop your flame in doing research. And with that, my congratulations for a job well done, especially to the executive heads of SDO Palawan with their exemplary leadership, and of course with our Sir Tong Basaya, our in charge of research, and all the members of the Division Research Committee headed by the two ASDSS for this remarkable trend. Truly, your emanating enthusiasm is spread out to our researchers whose hearts beat for the service of quality education. This gesture is a manifestation that nothing such as crisis could ever block our light in the name of public service that amidst the pandemic, we are strong enough to pursue. Perhaps you would ask, why research? We do research to acquire answers that are concise and clear. We do research to solve educational issues and improve the system and the delivery of services of the Department of Education. Indeed, These results-based studies is a way to improve practices in classroom setting, human resource for the development of effective governance, and for information of actions through policy making. It is in this limelight that your part is very, very essential. As a matter of fact, you are the one walking and bridging each realization. Your participation and involvement are what it's worth to be connected and merged. In this virtual research summit with the leadership of SDS Sir Roger Capa, ASDSS Sir Arnie Ventura, and Sir Rufino Foss, in the SEPS or the Planning and Research section of the SGOD, of course with the full support of our SGOD Chief Ate Piling Padrones and CID Chief Ma'am Au Marquez, and all the members of the Division Research Committee and the entire Division Office family, my congratulations for a job well done. We in the regional level are so delighted and overwhelmed by your usual strong support to our program in research development. Your continuous conduct of timely research is a manifestation that you are joining us in our aim to attain our regional target to improve the delivery of basic education. It is in this context that words are not enough to thank you all for the overflowing support. But it doesn't end here. With a spike in the number of research in the region, the challenge is the quantity over quality. The regional office is now on focus of driving with the challenge of having quality research in the region. Research that doesn't come only with the standard for compliance, but on the light that results pave the way for an impact for quality academic performance to achieve the goal of the Department of Education. It is from here that we should always remember that we in the DepEd, we in the regional office, the Mimaropa region, and of course SDO Palawan, envisioned to holistically develop 21st century learners. This should be our aim and a challenge to one and all. We know that with you and your usual support that bears through time will bring good to our school children, because in the end, it is not only about us. It is not only about what we do, but the result we are up to para sa bata at para sa bayan. May everyone be safe and sound every day until we are glorious in the right time where everything will be back to normal and well. So let me end with a quotation from Sora Neale Hurston saying, "Research is formalized curiosity. It is poking and prying with a purpose." May God bless us all. This is your Chief Glo, the PPRD Chief, and we are always go hand in hand in working with aim, exploration, and evidence. Again, magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
An honor and privilege to present to you our plenary speaker. Our speaker studied philosophy at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. He is a former teaching fellow at Teach for the Philippines from April 2013 to April 2015. Former Project Development Officer at Basic Education Sector Transformation or BEST of the Department of Education from April 2015 to January 2016. He is now the Project Development Officer and Assistant Chief of the Policy Research Division Planning Service of the Department of Education Central Office. He will be sharing his insights and thoughts about coping with the challenges of new normal education through research innovations. Ladies and gentlemen, please Please welcome our plenary speaker, Sir Emma John C. Centillas. Let us now proceed to the presentation.
Kappa, ASDS Arnaldo Ventura, and ASDS Rufino Foz, our esteemed SDO personnel, our teacher researchers present this morning, guests, isang magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. First, Congratulations to SDO Palawan for conducting this virtual research colloquium and summit where we will be launching the Division Research Agenda and Manual. And syempre, ang highlight ng event na ito ay ang presentation ng ating mga teachers ng kanilang research studies where we can learn new innovations and strategies across different topics. So maraming salamat po for inviting our office this morning. When I learned about the theme, yung natutunan ko po, nabasa ko po yung letter ninyo, coping with challenges of new normal education through research innovation, na-excite po ako. Bakit po? This is very timely and very relevant. Alam po natin na dahil sa pandemic, last year, nagsimula, we implemented distance learning modalities through the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan or the BELCP. And yun pa rin po ang gamit natin nung nagsimula ang panuroang taon, ngayong 2021-2022. However, just last Monday, we piloted the implementation of limited face-to-face classes. And soon enough, hopefully, after the pilot, we will be expanding implementation and we will transition definitely to the new normal. Ang dami-dami pong nagbago. And along with this, maraming pagbabago din po ang nangyari sa pagsasaliksik ngayong pandemya. Quite sure po ako dyan. And our teacher researchers presenting this morning are proof that research doesn't stop and research is a crucial step in further. Quite sure po ako dyan. And our teacher researchers presenting this morning are proof that research doesn't stop and research is a crucial step in further understanding what is happening around us. Hindi natigil ang pag-aaral at pananaliksik sa kabila ng pandemya. Kaya naman po, nung ginagawa ko ito, napag-isipan ko ang salitang aral. And alam po ito ni Sir Tong, mahilig po ako sa acronym. So ito po talaga yung aking unang go-to when presenting a message or presenting points. Ayan. And that's salitang aral. Ayan. Naisip ko ano yung mga pwede nating tandaan on how we can changes we have experienced and we will be experiencing. Alam po natin, education is very dynamic. And the pandemic is just another experience, another challenge that we have to face in ensuring that we can deliver quality basic education. Ayan po. Simulan na po natin yung aral. Ayan. So letter A po is adapt. Ayan. And this is something that you're all very good at because you're presenting your outputs, your research studies from last year kung saan nag-adjust po talaga tayo, nag-adapt po talaga tayo. Marami tayong adjustment na ginawa nung nagsimula ang pandemic and kasama na po dito ang adjustment sa data collection strategies. We went virtual. Instead po na paper and pencil survey, gumamit tayo ng Google Forms. We used Zoom and Google Meet for focus group discussions. And iba pa ito sa pag-change ng research topics natin. So noong last year po, marami pong nag-change ng research topics because we want our studies to be more relevant. And being able to adapt in research, to be able to adjust to the situation so we can address the current needs is vital in evidence-based decision-making. And makikita po natin ngayong umaga yung bunga noong pag-adapt at pag-adjust ng ating mga kaguruan, at mga teacher researchers po natin. And after the research, after adapting, after adjusting, after writing the research, hindi lang po yun enough. Yung matapos na sulat, okay na, you will proceed now to letter R, or we will relay the results. And we should never stop discussing and communicating the results. And it is always important to use the platforms available to us. Maganda po ito yung ginagawa natin, yung SDO Colloquium and Summit. Maganda po ito because it provides a platform to our teacher researchers to present and to share their research studies. Pero we also need to use and utilize yung mga platforms na available sa atin. The smaller platforms inside the school, inside our district, kagaya ng LAC session, ng INSET. Ayan, pwede din tayo mag-develop ng infographics or research bulletin, yung mga bite-size na mga sa resulta ng ating mga research studies that will spark discussion. Mahalaga po, napakahalaga po na mapalalim pa natin ang discussion ng mga resulta ng ating mga research. Because deepening the conversation will help us improve the results. At mas lalo pa po ito, mas lalo pa po itong magagamit, mas lalo pa po itong mapag-uusapan at mas lalo pa nating makikita ang iba't ibang perspectives on how we can further study yung research results natin. Dito papasok yung susunod na letter A. So meron na tayong A, adapt, meron na tayong R, relay the results, and now we proceed to the next A, applying the results. And to apply, hindi lang siya yung gagamitin, no? Hindi lang siya yung gagamitin natin sa classroom. Mahalaga yun, nagamit natin, yung resulta na apply natin, pero mahalaga din matuto pa rin tayo. Action research is cyclical, paikot po siya. So we learn new things every time we implement an innovation and then utilize the previous results. So yung resulta ng research nyo ngayon, gagamitin nyo siya ulit sa next school year, for example. And from there, marami ulit kayo makikita na pwedeng i-improve, no? So hindi lang siya gagamitan natin ito, okay na ito, okay na ito. Dahil sa mga conversations ninyo, baka may itatry kayo na bagong flavor doon sa inyong innovation. And that sparks more innovation, no? And hindi lang natin i-consider yung positive dahil positive na siya, okay na yon. We also consider the negative. How do we now leverage the negative para mas ma-firm up pa natin yung mga strategies natin? So applying is not just using it, it's learning from it, no? The different aspects, the different perspectives. Ayan. So natututunan natin yan kapag mas pinag-uusapan natin. So connect po siya, no? Yung pag-adapt, yung pag-relay ng results, at yung pag-apply ng results. Connect po yan. And finally po, pagkatapos po ng lahat ng ito, punta tayo sa letter L. And it is looking forward. We want to anticipate what will happen next. And we need to continuously improve and continuously adapt. Patuloy lang sa pag-adapt, pag-relay, and pag-apply ng results so we can look forward and achieve our outcomes in the education sector. CI, no? Yung konsepto ng continuous improvement, yan po ay nakatatak sa atin sa DepEd. And when we say we look forward, we look at the bigger picture and see saan mag-fit ang research ko dito. And mag-fit ang research ko dito, baka hindi lang ito dito sa isang aspeto, but I can use it in another aspect. Kaya mas maganda pong while we are adjusting, we are also discussing, we are also relaying the results, we are communicating, and we are applying, we are continuously learning. No, we are continuously learning. And when we look forward, we know the directions because our research studies, no, yung mga evidence-based decision making na sinasabi nila, ito yung magpipave ng way in crafting our strategic directions, in crafting our policies, in crafting our actions, no, across governance level. So patuloy lang po yung improve at pagkatuto. At syempre patuloy na pananaliksik, no? So iyon po yung aral. Adapt, relay the results, apply the results, and look forward. This 4 po, hindi naman ito bago. Ito po ay ginawa ninyo. Ito yung ginawa ninyo at ginagawa ninyo ngayon. And siguro po, our hope sa opisina po namin ay magpatuloy tayo sa pananaliksik, patuloy tayong mag-aral, no? Patuloy nating pag-aralan yung mga nangyayari sa atin kasi madami pa pong darating na challenges. And when we continuously adapt, when we discuss, and then we apply, and then we chart new directions, yan po, mas ma-achieve po natin ang vision and mission natin as Department of Education. So once again po, congratulations and maraming salamat po for inviting me. We hope po, we're excited, very excited to read and listen to your research studies. So ayan, i-contact ko po si Sir Tong para sa mga research studies po ninyo. Ayan, so maraming salamat po and good morning. Thank you!
Presentation of the research presenters.
Alvin C. Garcia, Teacher 3 of Cuyo Central School. Celi P. Ombe, Principal 2 of San Carlos Elementary School. Their study is entitled School Heads Experience-Based Motivational Techniques for Stakeholders' Participation to School Programs and Projects, Basis for Enhanced Community Partnership Program. Sandy Jane P. Bacalanco, Teacher 1 of Lakdayan Elementary School. Ariel A. Bernal, Master Teacher 1 of Busuanga Elementary School. Christine Heidi B. Carceliano, PSDS of Coron Coastal District and Busuanga District. Their study is entitled The Indigenous Knowledge, Systems and Practices of Calamian Tagbanwa, Basis for the Development of Contextualized Learning Materials. Ralph V. Pasion, Teacher 2 of Nara National High School. Florenda L. Salvacion, Teacher 3 of Nara National High School. Marian R. Valdez, Teacher 1 of Nara National High School. Their study is entitled An Analysis of Factors Affecting Open High School Program Students' Attitude Towards Science and Their Scientific Ability. Corazon A. Quintos, Master Teacher 1 of Nara National High School. Edison M. Gapad, Principal 2 of Sandoval National High School. Eric N. Kilip, EPS of Schools Division of Palawan. Their study is entitled Mismatch Between Senior High School Strand and College Course, Closing the Gap Through School Policy on Intensive Career Guidance Program. Tirso P. Segundo, Teacher 3 of Aborlan National High School. His study is entitled Assessment on Child Protection Policy Implementation in Aborlan National High School. Ferdinand Santa Ana, Teacher 1 of San Vicente National High School. His study is entitled Assessment of the Printed Self-Learning Modules in Junior High School at San Vicente National High School, a basis for distribution and retrieval flowchart. Glenda O. Mendoza, PSTS of Sofronio Española District. Leia J. Rondael, Assistant School Principal 2 of Sofronio Española District. Therese Marie G. Quias, Teacher 2 of Sofronio Española District. Their study is entitled Teachers' Productivity as Related to School Heads' Leadership Orientation and Behavior. Emma D. Rodriguez, Principal 1 of San Juan Elementary School. Kimberly D. Rodriguez, Teacher 1 of San Juan Elementary School. Their study is entitled E-Games, a Strategy in Improving Reading Comprehension. Roslan A. Ahmad, Teacher 3 of Pulot Shore Elementary School. Busol S. Amsalit, Teacher 1 of Pulot Shore Elementary School. Their study is entitled Kanakanahan, kontekstualisadong kalipunan ng mga kulturang pampanitikan na mga Jama Mapun bilang kagamitang pampagturo. Cecilia P. Antonio, PhD, PSDS of Rojas North District. Joseph K. Baluarte, PSDS of Rojas South District. Arnel V. Ladica, Principal 1 of Mendoza Elementary School. Their study is entitled Rojas North District School-Based Management Level of Practices and How the Teachers Perceived It, Basis for Action Plan. Rosalie R. Claveria, Master Teacher 1. April Rose D. Madargos, Teacher 3. Rena E. Cabilao, Teacher 1 of Bataraza National High School. Their study is entitled Science Vocabulary Enhancement Using Bright Lesson Exemplars to Increase Grade 9 Students' Mastery Level in Science. Magdalene P. Losho, Teacher 1. Dave Francis S. Felix, Teacher 3. Leia May L. Lojero, Teacher 1 of Bugtong Elementary School. Their study is entitled The Use of Educational Technology, Its Effect to Students' Motivation and Attitude Towards Learning Science. Mary Grace A. Adorna, Teacher 1 of Sandoval National High School. Maricar Q. Bautista, Teacher 1 of Sandoval National High School. Jovi Cassandra G. Malacad, Teacher 3 of Sandoval National High School. Their study is entitled The Determinants, Its Relevance to the Product Outputs and Entrepreneurship Subject of Former Grade 12 Students of Sandoval National High School. Chona R. Nisho, Teacher 3. Maria Lourdes S. Arzaga, Teacher 3 of Nara National High School. Their study is entitled Challenges Encountered and Level of Satisfaction of Work Immersion Students and Partners, Basis for Policy Enhancement. Shailin L. Obal, Master Teacher 1 of Taritian Annex Elementary School. Edna V. Kabuhat, PSDS of Bataraza District 1. Grace Estefano, EPS of Schools Division of Palawan. Their study is entitled Brigada Escuela Implementation Correlates to School-Based Management, Basis for an Action Plan in the Division of Palawan. Alex J. Ballesteros, Teacher 3. Rane B. Elio, Teacher 1. Amelia A. Cervantes, Principal 2 of Santa Teresita National High School. Their study is entitled An Assessment of ICT Facilities and ICT Competency Skills of Santa Teresita National High School Teachers in Dumaran Mainland District, Basis for an In-Service Training for School Year 2020-2021. Ariston G. Vasquez, Teacher 3. Marisol S. Garciliana, Teacher 3 of Nara National High School. Their study is entitled Analysis of the Student's Level of Problem-Solving Skills in Mathematics, Basis for an Intervention Program. Eliza A. Panes, PhD, Principal 2 of Marcelo A. Bantog National High School. Her study is entitled Stress Management of Public Junior High School Teachers in Selected Secondary Schools in Aborlan North District amidst COVID-19 pandemic. Rowena F. Panol, Teacher 3. Marisa N. Garceron, Teacher 3. Lilia P. Peregrino, Master Teacher 1 of Nara National High School. Their study is entitled Mastery Level in Science of Philippine Educational Placement Test Passers, Basis for Learning Material Development. Debil Lynn S. Saibudin, Teacher 3. Myla G. Nakpil, Teacher 1. Eleanor E. Ordas, Teacher 3 of Machag Elementary School. Their study is entitled Factors Affecting Reading Comprehension in English of Bajau Pupils in Machag Elementary School. Irene D. Saldahino, Teacher 1. Maricon P. Castro, Teacher 3. Juela Q. Nulian, Teacher 2 of Sandoval National High School. Their study is entitled Experiences in the Chosen Strand of Philippine Educational Placement Test Passers, a Phenomenological Study. Vangeline C. Valeriano, Teacher 3. Reo L. Castro, Master Teacher 1. Frank P. Katubuan, Teacher 2 of Polot National High School. Their study is entitled emotional intelligence and job satisfaction of teachers in Sofronio, Española District. Beatriz D. Vigante, Master Teacher 2, Genevieve B. Maroque, Teacher 3, Grace C. Abed, Teacher 3 of San Carlos Elementary School. Their study is entitled Learning Attitudes of Grade 3 Pupils at San Carlos Elementary School, the Relationship to Reading Performance. Mark G. Javelinar, Teacher 3 of Nari National High School. His study is entitled Framing Thought-Provoking Questions or TPQs, a means for developing students' higher-order thinking skills. Michelle Hans P. Lapos, Teacher 3. Frede O. De La Torre, Head Teacher 1. Altagracia F. Gonzalez, PSDS of Quezon Northern District. Their study is entitled Slow Career Advancement Reasons of Elementary School Teacher 1 in Quezon Northern District, Basis for Intervention. Naji May O. Lapuz, Teacher 1 of Quezon National High School. Her study is entitled Common Stressors and Its Effect to the Teachers of Quezon National High School. Shara D. Manzo, Teacher 2. Vanessa C. Habagat, Teacher 1. Jevelyn Gay T. Bunhing, Teacher 1 of Polot National High School. Their study is entitled A Survey About the Impacts of Being in Grade 11 as PE-PT Peasers, a Basis for Intervention.
To SDS Roger Capa, ASDS
Let us
Arnaldo
now
Ventura, and ASDS
proceed to the presentation of the panelists and facilitators. Here are the panelists for Room 1. Ma'am Felina P. Padrones, Chief SGOD. Ma'am Nancy J. Alaska, Education Program Supervisor. Attorney Joshua L. Abrina, Division Legal Office. Sir Rogie S. Di Malinaw, Education Program Supervisor. And Ma'am Rosaline C. Gadiano, Education Program Supervisor. And the facilitator for Room 1 is Ma'am Alina P. De Vega, Master Teacher 1. Here are the panelists for Room 2. Ma'am Astrid N. Agbanlo, Education Program Supervisor. Sir Eric N. Kilib, Education Program Supervisor. Sir Kevin B. Marquez, ITO1. Ma'am Nora A. Nangi, Education Program Supervisor. Sir Ninito J. Basaya, Senior Education Program Specialist, PRS. And their facilitator is Ma'am Avis Zaira Yuma. The panelists for Room 3. Ma'am Aurelia B. Marquez, Chief CID. Sir Pedro J. Dandal Jr., Education Program Supervisor. Ma'am Alin G. Gonda, Education Program Supervisor. Ma'am Mylene G. Diling, Senior Education Program Specialist, SOCMO. Ma'am Daisy Ann P. Atrero, Senior Education Program Specialist, SMME. And their facilitator is Sir Albert Abeleda.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Distinguished transformational leadership practices in 2 public high schools in South Palawan, a multiple case study. Tirso P. Segundo, Teacher 3 of Aborla National High School, Schools Division of Palawan. At the center of any great learning experience are 2 essential figures, a learner and an educator. For a school to excel, a third figure is critical, an inspired school leader who brings vision, skill, and a keen understanding of the kinds of environments where the learners can and want to learn. Great schools have one in common, the leadership of a visionary and passionate principal. School heads, therefore, are mandated to spearhead a child-friendly, safe, and effective learning environment. Furthermore, all school players are obliged to collaboratively sustain learners' needs through quality instruction, parents and community commitment, and functional learning facilities and materials. Therefore, through the Basic Education Research Fund, or BERF, as recommended by the Division Planning and Research Committee, this research was conducted to explore the distinguished transformational leadership behaviors and practices in 2 public high schools in South Palawan. For the research questions, first, what are the leadership behaviors exhibited in the 2 public high schools in South Palawan? Second, what are the leadership practices exemplified in these 2 schools? Third, how do leadership behaviors and practices contribute to transformation in these 2 schools? Research design. This study used the exploratory qualitative approach.
And that concludes the first part of the Research Colloquium and Summit. Researchers will now proceed to their room assignment for the presentation of their research paper. We'll see you again on the closing program and awarding ceremony. I am your host, Catherine Joy Diaz Navilla. Thank you and God bless us all.